we've all been there before. You're talking to a Finn, you're having a good conversation, it might be in work, it might be in school, it might be at home, and suddenly you get hit with the icy blast of silence and the 1,000-yard stare. You don't know, is this person about to kill me? Have I said something wrong? Are they thinking about what next to say? It's a difficult situation, the old cultural minefield. Luckily we have someone here who hopefully is going to shed some light on this subject. Mike Dowds, how you doing, mate?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, as you said, big promise.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see how we do. Mike is a communications consultant here in Finland, and his company is Jorvik, and basically he's been living here for a while, and he advises Finns on how to speak to international people. So we're going to flip the script today and see what we get out of it. So yeah, mate, all good?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Good.
I was ready before.
Good. Good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we always usually start by asking how these foreigners end up in Finland. So
Exactly.
Nick, how did you get here?
Well, you know the story. It's the usual story, but I came here via Spain, actually.
Yeah.
So the story goes that I kind of originally wanted to move to Sweden, and I don't advise you to start that as a point of conversation. I'm pretty sure that, hey, yeah, so did you know I really wanted to move to Sweden instead of Finland? That's not a good place to start.
No.
So but did you like Svenska?
Not really, no. I tried learning it before moving there, I have to be honest, but the job that I had there didn't work out, so I had to move pretty quickly somewhere, get a job, and ended up in Spain. And just walking down the street one day, maybe first week I was there, I noticed, hey, there's another blonde person in this village. Tiny little place, everybody looks pretty much the same. Who is this?
You're not Spanish.
Exactly. So I started asking around, and it turned out that there was this girl, Anna, who was from Finland and who was an English teacher. I thought, okay, so now I know a little bit. Next time I see this girl, I'm going to say hello.
Yeah.
So I sort of like started by suggesting that we practiced doing like a language exchange, bit of Swedish for English.
Yeah.
And that didn't go down very well either, to be honest. So I think we spoke Swedish for about, I don't know, 10 minutes.
It's like, yeah, you're crap.
Yeah, one, you're crap, and two, I don't want to speak Swedish, you've got this completely wrong.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
yeah.
already hit the sort of cultural, landmine straight away, didn't know anything about that, and I thought I was being clever.
Yeah.
You know, I knew Finland has 2 languages and
True,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So. But you know, after a couple of years living there together, after we started dating, as it goes, the sort of bungee cord dragged her back here.
Yes, that happens.
Which happens pretty much to everybody, I think. And
Jimmy's like, oh, you could be living in Sydney.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly.
You're coming in the summer instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that because I come from the north of England, so I can't say, well, I could be living in Leeds or something like that.
It's subtropical up there.
Yeah, it's sub something. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So actually, it didn't work out with her in the end, actually. So I was lucky enough after we broke up to meet my current wife.
Yeah.
So now we've been married, 5 months?
All right, congratulations.
And, together.
Mate.
Thanks. Yeah, and I know you're joining.
I'll be joining the ranks soon. Yeah, it's not worried about it at all. It's gonna be fine.
Exactly.
No, it's all good. Actually, yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry about the wedding night. It's totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
10 beers into the day before the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
We'll move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you came here, what was the deal? Did you straight away? I guess you didn't straight away go into becoming the communications consultant.
No. I mean, I started off pretty much like quite a lot of guys do. I was lucky enough to have a job set up for me already.
Yeah.
I was already working training English in Spain.
Yeah.
And of course, like here, there are a couple of companies that train English. So I went in and said, do you need an English teacher? I used to be a school teacher, not English, but I thought, well, let's give that a go. And then after a couple of years, I started moving into the sort of communication side. My customers started being like CEOs and stuff, and they could already speak English. It was a bit pointless, you know. So that sort of got me interested in the whole subject, and now that's my thing, and every day I'm doing it.
Well, that's kind of interesting, I think, because like you might be phoning up someone on like for your phone or the bank or it's a CEO, whatever. And you say, "Oh, do you speak English?" And they'll say something like, "No, unfortunately, I do not speak English." But I will pass you on to someone who does, even though like it's like, wow, you actually speak English better than some of my family members.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there is, I don't know if it's a humbleness or if it's like a fear almost of actually communicating in English. And with some people, maybe of the older generation, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, that does happen, like, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it when they say, "Yeah, I'm afraid my English skills are not quite up to scratch for this at the moment." You know, and it's like, wow, that's like, that is amazing.
How about you speaking to Sherlock Holmes?
Exactly. But you're right. I mean, this kind of humble is one for sure. You know, it's almost false modesty, I think.
Yeah.
Is definitely a massive cultural thing. I mean, you know, praising somebody, it can be, you know, terrifying for them. You know, absolutely, like in a meeting, I've seen it happen. They're trying to like get under the desk. They've done an amazing job and stuff like that.
Don't single me out.
I don't know. Please don't single me out. And then of course, you know, the fear. I mean, it's like need for perfection, isn't it? You know, if you're drilled in via the Finnish school system, you know, there's only right and wrong. There's a lot of black and white stuff going on. Yeah. And you know, when you're talking, you know, if we're getting into the subject already, you know, when you're talking to people, you will find there's a lot of black and white stuff. Things are right, they're wrong. Middle ground is not a really good conversation point, I think.
I think that's the fact, isn't it? That at least, okay, Finn Swedes are a different like breed, but what I've noticed with Finns is small talk is nothing. It's not there. It is you are saying what's happening and what you were thinking, and then you like, I don't know, opinions only stretch to 5 words essentially.
Absolutely, yeah. I like this or I don't like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
And like some people can find that like confusing or difficult, or are they being rude? Do they not want to speak to me?
Definitely.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. What's your take on that? Do you think it's something that is an older generation thing, or do you think it's something that like all Finns have? Or?
I think that definitely the younger generation are so influenced by what they've seen on TV and stuff. There's a real move, even in the Finnish language itself, towards like this kind of English style of speaking. You really hear it. But you know, going back to that, you were mentioning, you know, that kind of crushing silence that you see. That you can feel it when you first move to this country. You know, your first, it can take years to get used to it. It's like the giant pausing, the nothing happening. It's like, what do you call this? It's like resting bitch face kind of thing. It's like, you know, what is going on here? I have no idea what effect my words are having on you whatsoever.
What the fuck? Jimmy unfortunately was born with resting bitch face. People always ask him, why are you so pissed off? And he's like, I'm having a time of my life.
Yeah. I'm actually happy right now.
Yeah. So I mean,
you'll make me angry.
You know, that's one way to look at it. I mean, you know, how you resting bitch face is something that's been around a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating for people who have it, who are, I would say, English speakers, because English speakers are always expected to show all this emotion all the time and that they're participating, and it must be damn hard for these guys.
So like, I'm fun.
Like, resting bitch face is just the basic expression, and there's nothing wrong with it. And you know, you have to sort of, I mean, you just have to get used to it. I mean, I know that we can talk about like how should we talk to Finns, but we absolutely have to realise that in no way do they have to make any sort of things for us. I mean,
it's true.
You know, we're here. We have to like look at it and go, okay, this is terrifying me, but then you learn a little bit of patience, and you wait. And if somebody's face is doing nothing, then don't do what you would do with an English
I'm going to fill the silence up.
Yeah.
Hello.
Must fill silence. You know, that's our biggest, you know, problem. I mean, chit chat is you know, English speakers bread and butter, isn't it? You can't sit with somebody without speaking. But with Finns, you know, absolutely do that. I mean, get used to it.
I started timing some people, and like,
that's a good game.
32 seconds average was the one dude I know. It was 32 seconds on average. I was like, how you doing today? And and then maybe we might have a "you're" in the middle of that, and then suddenly, I'm okay. He's gone through his whole psyche. He's gone through everything. How am I today? And he's had a good think about it, and then he's giving me the honest answer.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, how do I word this correctly?
Okay.
You know.
Final calculation, 66.7% okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. You know, and I mean, it just that length of time just gets even longer if you actually ask a question which really does require some thinking. You know, like, so what do you think
pro-choice?
What do you think about? I wouldn't even go there. I mean,
I'll get my coat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll go for a cup of tea, come back. You know, it's you know, it's the kind of you know, the silence thing is something that you shouldn't be afraid of. I mean, if I was going to give tips to people coming here, it's going to happen, and the length of time, even the most sort of reactive of Finnish people are still going to pause a hell of a lot more than you would be used to at home or wherever. People don't like instantly react. They don't show you what they're thinking all the time.
No.
And what they show you is far. You've got to be much better tuned at picking up very small things, very nuanced stuff.
Yeah.
There really is a difference between an angry face and a bored face and stuff, but it's not like what we would be. You're not. It's not a massive act.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the most fun things, I guess, of my job is like trying to show people how to demonstrate the same feeling in English, how it would look, that they really have to do, when they agree with you, and like that they should never have this like 5 out of 10 agreement face. Like this. But they're like, but that's the face I use for everything. It's like, well, yeah, but
Do FaceTime.
Yeah, exactly. That's the joke, isn't it? If you have a virtual meeting with a Finn, you don't know if the camera has frozen or not. It's like, you can literally.
You still there? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these guys. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I've been here the whole time.
It's
it's
so funny.
Yeah, it's really good. That's for sure the number one thing that is going to happen, and this is like actually talking to Finns. Learn not to talk. That's the biggest tip, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Like if you've lived here for a while, you have to learn.
Got to listen.
You got to listen, yeah. But you won't hear much either. But
it gets comforting in the end.
That's
like when you don't need to talk and there's no facade.
Yeah.
Mate, I take it back home with me sometimes, and I've used it back home, and like you make Brits feel uncomfortable because you can just fucking just like we do this all day, mate.
Yeah. I'm quite comfortable sitting next to you.
I can look you in the eyes and say, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, you know the joke, don't you, about the two old Finnish mates that have met each other after 10 years and they go for a drink and then they drink their first pint and then say in silence, drink the second pint in silence, and then 5 pints later, one of them says, so how are you? And the other one's like, did we come here to talk or drink?
I'm not even bullshitting, this actually happened. Like Jussi Keskinen, this bloke I know, he fucking did that. Yeah. They went to the pub and like one of the boys, Lasse Kostomo, was talking to him, and he said, "Are we here to talk or are we here to fucking drink?" 4th pint, 5th pint.
Yeah.
It's like, I had fun tonight.
Yeah. We must do this again sometime. And it means it as well. Yeah. It means it, yeah. So, I mean, that's a good segue, isn't it, into the other sort of massive shock that you're going to get when you come here, which is the utter brutal honesty. It's just amazing, isn't it? Like, just how unbelievably honest people can be with no regard for your feelings whatsoever. It's like, ow,
dropping that bomb.
That really hurt.
I thought you were very poor in that meeting.
Yeah.
And it's like, fine, it's like, all right, fair enough.
That sex was not very satisfying.
Have you shrunk recently?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, wow. Okay, right. So no, you didn't sugarcoat that at all.
Like, all right, okay, I'll think about that. But then the thing is, like back in the UK, because we're dancing around people's feelings so much.
Yeah.
You drop one bomb and then that relationship has changed forever.
So that's it. Yeah.
But here in Finland, it's like, it's fine. I mean, I've called you a cunt, but then. Yes, now we can move on. It's okay.
Yeah. Or you might even get the reaction, actually, I totally am. You're absolutely correct. Thank you for the constructive feedback.
Yes.
And move on. So that, again, it's like the silence. Over a bit of time, you actually start to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of course, we're all really good at decoding, like, what it means when someone says, for example, well, I can see you tried really hard here, but I think we need to look at this from another angle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that means this is totally shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, go away and do it again.
Yeah, you're a good boy.
Yeah,
it's okay,
exactly.
But still.
I would kind of like to hear that actually it was crap.
Yeah,
And I've had that, and it hurts, but of course the other one hurts as well, because you know what they really mean. So what's the point of going around the houses?
I think in Oz it's more brutal. Actually, I think people are more blunt in Oz.
Yeah, a little bit, but at the same time, like there's a lot of bullshit that goes around as well, like a lot of sugarcoating. So.
I think in a sporting setting, though, you guys are just like completely brutal, as far as I know. I mean, average is the worst thing you can be in Oz. That was average, mate. No, crushing.
Oh, yeah.
What's he like in footy? Oh, he's alright.
Yeah.
He's at home crying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But sugar is bad for you, and of course that's been studied probably at University of Uvescula or something like that. So you shouldn't put sugar on anything, especially not what you're saying. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Have you ever come across a situation in your work where there's been some sort of crazy cultural misunderstanding that's gone on I would imagine so.
Oh gosh, how many? It's like a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had. I think the worst of the worst are people who are not prepared, like we're doing now. We're saying, okay, we know this is the case, but we're kind of prepared to make changes. Like when people just don't believe that it can possibly be true, I think is the thing. When you say, look, you have to do this, like, no, I don't want to do this, and then like that's really bad, because then I have to sort of then speak directly, which is kind of painful for me, and then tell them that, like, if you are like this, you are not allowed to go to a meeting in English. You can't be allowed there.
Yeah.
I have to tell your boss that you can't meet a customer, and that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
And they're like, oof, and they just don't get it. That may be, and I feel really cruel saying that, but then at the same time, the reaction back is just like I mentioned. Okay, right. Because when you say, well, it's not really a good idea to do that, that's what somebody's going to hear.
Yeah.
They're going to hear it's not really a good idea, which means actually it might be all right.
Finns are very literal.
Yeah, it's totally literal. I mean, when someone says they had a good weekend, they really did.
Yeah.
If someone is average at football, they are average. That's not a bad thing. That means they're not rubbish, but they're not a superstar. But when we say someone's average or we had a good weekend, what we mean is
nothing shit happened.
Nothing, exactly. Yeah. Nothing. I didn't die or anything, so it was all right. But so little things like that. When you and also like we tend to exaggerate, so we then come across as being a little bit like I mean, we exaggerate, so we come across as being like a little bit insincere. Like, I had a great weekend, and they're like, no, you didn't.
It was epic. It was
you
huge.
did not have a great weekend. You just had a normal weekend, and that's a little bit when you're talking to people and you want to look credible. There's no point, bigging yourself up too much, because you look like you're lying.
That's something I've really taken from,
not.
which I think is a positive that I've taken from my time in Finland, is that, like, okay, bullshit artistry is what we're doing on the podcast, but like, I would say 80% of my bullshit meter has been dialed down in general, and like I do tend to speak more sort of like honestly, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah, it is a good thing. You don't. I mean, you go back home and you're with your mates and you just hear everyone trying to outdo each other with the story, and every time you hear a story, it's completely different. If you ask a Finn to tell you a story,
it's exactly the same.
It doesn't matter if it's 10 years later, it's the same story in the same order.
And it's true as well.
Yeah,
it
and
really
it
happened.
happened, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Good or bad as well. Even if something really embarrassing happened, they'll just tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, people have this sort of impression that like Finns are not actually open, but actually that's really open, I think.
Yeah.
Like, being honest is
there's nothing else there.
There's nothing else. You get what you get, and of course everybody hides a little bit, but it's definitely less here. I mean, there's the brutal honesty, which becomes like a good kind of honesty later, I think. Yeah. And then that silence. I mean,
But with their honesty comes reliability as
Oh,
well.
dude.
Definitely.
If you
Finnish mates are good. They're good mates to have.
If you tell a Finn, like, if it's a Tuesday or something, like, I'll see you at the bar on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Like, they will be there.
They'll ring you at 2 minutes past 7 and say, where are you?
Yeah.
That's happened to me.
Oh yeah, the favourite, yeah. If it's that long, I mean,
I'm here, where are you?
Yeah,
Don't
20
let
seconds.
it slip your mind.
No, definitely not. Yeah, because you're expected to like, keep your promises.
Absolutely. Bigger promises or arrangements.
I think that's like, it's a really important thing that a lot of people mess up when they come over initially. You've got to do it. Like, if you say something, you've got to do it, whether it's a relationship or mates or work. Yeah. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it, like, and that's it.
The worst is when you're meeting people. All right, I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Oh, when is the next time?
Exactly.
Shit. All right, let's get my phone out.
My calendar out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
August. All right.
I'll see you again. Oh, and you don't call that person or contact that person. Next thing you know, you get secondhand news. Oh yeah, well, you met Yutsu the other day, and you said that you'd see him again, but he's still wondering when you're going to call.
Yeah, he hasn't heard from you
in 2 weeks. He's wondering what the problem is.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think, like, as a Brit, I know Brits who've done this over here, like, they overcommit with the promises.
Totally, that's such a British thing to do. Oh, we must meet next week. We must have a beer sometime.
Bring your kids, bring your family. Fuck. And you do that.
Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly it's like, oh shit.
Oh, well, baby, there's like 16 people coming next Thursday. I know it's a school night, but just bear with me. I don't know how this happened, but I just like wanted to please people. So that's something you've got. Just be honest with people. Yeah, we'll see you again. I'll see you sometime.
Yeah, sometime. Yeah, like let's. That's it. Yeah. You don't need to say any more, and that's what you'll get back, and that's the kind of message as well. It's understood. So that's.
Or it was nice to meet you.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
That's
That's
good.
it.
It was nice to meet you, and that you can just leave it there.
Yeah.
You don't need to. I mean, I don't think it goes to the brutal honesty where somebody's going to say, "I didn't like meeting you." I mean, I don't think that's ever happening. So when we talk about brutal honesty, it's not at that
No,
level,
exactly.
Is it?
They will say, "Okay, see you later."
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, you read in between the lines, but you don't have to have this kind of like, as we mentioned, like Brits. I think we are the worst at this, like totally saying one thing and meaning like something completely different. It's like you have to be like a bloody detective to pick up what you're supposed to take from this.
Yeah.
And trying to teach this is like ridiculous. It's super funny, but like they're just like, why do you do this rubbish? I might have this
class system.
Yeah, class system. I always tell them that it's because like in the old days it was really dangerous to speak the truth. You got your head chopped off. I'm sure that's not true, but it works.
Probably one far away. It's
Yeah.
like, how dare you, sir? Let's duel. Did you know? Right, true story. Abraham Lincoln won 2 duels.
Did he?
By sword.
That guy's cool.
Do you know what he did? Right, because he was like 6'6". Right, Abraham Lincoln. There was this dude who he wanted to duel, and basically because the good guy had called him out, he said, "Yeah, I accept. So I can choose the weapons." And so he said, "Right, we're going to meet to this stream, and we'll duel over the stream, and we'll use swords." Lincoln's 6'6". This guy's 5'6".
Yeah.
He's got reach, motherfucker. So the guy just like bailed basically.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
Pretty good thinking, I think.
And this wasn't long ago. It was like 150 years ago. And I know in the UK up until relatively recently, you could call someone out for a duel, not a problem. I like it probably wouldn't.
Pistols at doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I do believe in Newport we can still shoot Englishmen with bow and arrows.
I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I like in York.
After night.
In York, we have a similar story that we can do that to Welsh people. So, so I'm not sure if these are true. Off the walls after midnight, Welshmen.
Yeah. If you see a Welshman
and a Scotsman, actually, pretty much anyone who's not from Yorkshire can be shot.
That's it.
With a bow and arrow. Yeah.
That's the Yorkshire mentality. I
Definitely,
like that.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, actually, having come from Yorkshire, I mean, the sort of silence and speaking your mind, and and only saying things that have meaning. That is actually a pretty Yorkshire thing to do, anyway. Yeah. So it's not a massive shock.
I think that's a Scandinavian influence, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I reckon it is. I definitely reckon it is.
Because I know that you had lots of Vikings coming over and Scandinavian settlers there. Hence the you looking like.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess there's a bit like my mum's side. I think definitely some Vikings in there. Yeah.
What do you think about now personal space? This varies from country to country.
Great conversation, isn't it? Yeah. Just check the memes out on the net. The infamous bus stop with 10 meters between. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, personal space is to be left alone, isn't it? Don't get in there, but also do get in there if you want someone to move. I mean, it's great. I mean, like if someone, I mean, this works really well. I mean, if someone's eating a dinner and they've got half a plate of dinner left and there's no chairs, if you go and sit down there, they're going to move for sure. Even a whole family, and they'll leave you. They'll finish their dinner early. Check, please. Yeah. It's really like it's almost everybody's nightmare scenario when someone asks, "Is this seat free?" Because they have to say yes, because it is. Yeah, literally, and they know that and so they can't lie.
Yeah.
But then like if you sit next to me, it's all funny.
We're not talking.
No, and you can definitely get them to move a lot faster if you start chit-chatting with them and say, hi, I'm from the UK, first time in Finland. It's really nice to meet some local people. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, I've got to get out of here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because lunchtime here is quiet time, mostly. I would say.
Definitely quiet time. Yeah, it's not like the buzz of the canteen, is it, at work?
Yeah, exactly.
Like silence.
Yeah, everyone just sits down. Like because I'm a student as well. I go to this place, Uni Cafe, which is just in the centre, and there's like 50 tables, and there's 50 people in there, and there's one person on every table.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how it works. Like, and then you try and can I sit by there? Yeah. Yes, you can sit by there. But I kind of understand that as well, because in a way, because they just want to chill the fuck out. They've been working.
It's not just lunchtime though.
Yeah.
Like you've been to Helsinki airport.
Yeah.
Dead silence.
Yeah.
Everybody's about to go on holidays. You should be happy, excited.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, or
that's true.
Or actually, I guess you probably experienced this too. The first time you walk through the centre of Helsinki on a Saturday when there's lots of people, but it's like dead silence. You're expecting to see tumbleweeds going across. And everybody's just going places by themselves, and that's just like something that you just notice. It shocks you, but then okay, fine.
Public transport's super quiet.
I mean, to be honest though, who wants to chat to strangers on public transport anyway? I mean, actually, like. going back to the UK, if you sit on the train and you have that awful bit where you feel you actually have to chat to somebody until the book comes out of the bag, you know, so like we don't want to do it either.
Good.
You know, so you go in anywhere.
And then what do you say?
nice.
Goodbye? No.
Yeah, no, you just like get your book out or put your headphones in. Or,
Yeah.
So actually, that's a far more honest and better way. I mean, there's nothing I like better than sitting on the bus with nobody talking to me.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So here's some. Why can't they walk properly?
What you mean here?
Yeah. Why are they always? You've walked around the
Yeah,
streets,
yeah,
why are you
yeah.
always walking and there's people cutting in front
That's
of you?
right, yeah,
There's
well-
people coming from the side, and you look and you're like, okay, there's someone coming. Like, I need to adjust a little
And
bit
they
here.
don't know how to like
They don't know how
merge.
to do
No,
it.
no,
Yeah, they've got no idea.
Do you both drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know the cyclist thing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the thing. Like, it's all about the rights, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
it's my right to cross this road. I mean, we're way off topic here, aren't we? But it's
it's all
my
good.
right to go across this road. It's a crossing.
Yeah.
Even though I can see that you haven't seen me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm driving as fast as I want. I'm still going. And if
Yeah.
I hit you, great, I win. I'm the winner. Right. That's what it is. It's like if I don't die, I'll be happy. If I die, well, fine. I can say, you know, that I still fought for my right to cross the road. It's like, you know, car, bike.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's just like happens to me all the time. I've got this awful turning into where I live, and you know, people come down there really quickly. If it's a bit dark, they haven't got lights on.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone's
And
dressed
then-
in black.
Yeah, dressed in black like a ninja, cycling ninjas, and then they're going at full speed. And then you turn your car, and then you see them at the last minute, and they are not going to stop. They
Yeah.
are going to chicken, and it's exactly the same in town. It's like I'm walking in this direction. Why should I move for you?
When I first got my car over here, I was driving down the road and there was a bicycle rider on the road, and there was a bike lane on the footpath sort of thing. So I drove up next to him and told him where the bike lane was,
Yeah.
how to get there,
Explained it.
Yeah.
where the bike lane was, how to get there in, you know, a pretty abrupt sort of way, and then went down and around the roundabout and didn't realise that on the roundabout he had right away. So I've just gone, he's almost come out in front of me. It was so close.
Yeah.
I didn't stop to listen to what he had to say.
No, exactly. I can imagine. I can only imagine what he had to say, but it had a few V words in there. I would
Exactly.
imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. This is it. Yeah, and that's one thing I'd like to say about like Victor can be said any time of day.
Yeah, by anybody.
Yeah, and you listen to radio.
Yeah,
and it's
totally.
like Radio Rock at like 12 o'clock in the day, and then
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
contestants like, "Hey, Victor."
Swearing isn't the thing here.
No, it
It's
doesn't
not.
exist like.
No. I mean, it
Yeah.
does, and the Finnish swear words are ace as well. I mean, they're like so. You can
Yeah.
really let them out. Like
Listen,
perkele is my favourite one because you've got to really get in there. But like, you know, little kids with vittu to their dad and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's nothing. Like my mum would have, knocked me
Backhanders.
7 shades of shit all the way up and down the street if I'd
Yeah.
have said like fuck to my mum. I can't even say it now. I'm
Yeah.
40 years old. I can't say even one swear word, and it's just not a thing, is it?
I've
It's
said it
like-
a couple of times. Sorry, Mum, but
But it's kind of honest, isn't it? It's like if you know, why should you say something stupid like "oh sugar"?
Yeah.
You know, you've just
Oops a daisy.
Exactly, oops a daisy. I just dropped like an anvil on my foot. You know, you shouldn't have to, think about that. So.
what I have noticed though is sometimes you get Finns who don't have the swearing filter in English,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they don't read the room correctly.
That's right.
And yeah, this is a great fucking meme.
Or when I went
Can you
in,
pass me the fucking salt, please, Nader?
that is brilliant. Yeah. Or when you go into like one of the shops, like I think the best one I heard was I was in like real basic, like I think it was one of the baby shops actually, like,
Yeah.
and on the background they had Rage Against the Machine.
Fuck
you know,
you,
fuck
exactly.
you, I won't do what you tell me. Over and over again, uncensored version, full blast, and like everyone's just shopping. Mums and so on. I was like going, this place is ace.
It rocks, yeah.
You know.
I was in Tallinn once, and we were sitting there having dinner, and or having lunch. This really nice restaurant, and everybody's sitting there eating. And that song, I wanna fuck you, what comes on, and we're sitting there eating. I'm like, what is going on? This is everybody's eating food, no problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
They
uncomfortable.
want to fuck us. Yeah, it's all good.
Uncomfortable, but you
Yeah.
know, fair
Would
enough.
you like dessert? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they changed it. They'd seen me laughing a lot,
Yeah.
trying to film. Like,
Yeah.
battery died on the camera.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
With with Finns in general, and also Finn Swedes are very different. It's all about the handshake, isn't it? Yeah, they like the handshakes.
Handshake.
And that could be even if you're meeting a chick on a night out. Also.
Oh, you'll definitely get a
Yeah.
handshake. I mean, you're not gonna hug people, are you? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have a problem with that because, like, I'm a Brit, I don't hug.
Yeah.
You know, hugging is some weird foreign thing to do. So, you know, Finland's ace for that, the bodily, you know, touching. But I mean, you know, you shouldn't touch in any way.
Yeah.
You know, handshake is it. It's got to be short, sharp.
Yeah. I
and
mean, I've done this
nice,
one before
like,
a couple of times.
Oh no,
They don't like
you don't
that.
want that. No, you don't
Yeah.
want to be wrapping them up and stuff. You know, it's a real, you know, good crushing. Usually crushing, especially ladies. Yeah, you know, like they really break your
I can
hand.
chop wood.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Well, that's fully how they got it. And yeah, that's totally right. You know, nice handshake. You would never go in for a kiss on the cheeks. would you? I mean, that's,
no.
Yeah, I had a good. My brother-in-law now got married a little bit after us, and his wife's mum up from Lapland, real like salt of the earth, brutally honest, straight talking lady.
Yeah.
And I went in to like hug. And this is even caught on camera, and like her face is a picture. You can see it. She's horrified, and she's almost bent 90 degrees like that. Her back is like this to avoid the hug. But I don't let her get away with that. Oh no! I went all the way down and grabbed her, and I was like, "See,
I did that to my missus's mum as well. It was amazing. She turned into like wood. She went like that, like I see like this. It's happening. Face. Just give her a hug, and
what
she's
is
like,
going on?
Yeah,
but actually, you know,
hilarious.
that's totally changing because, like, I had the reverse shock a while ago with one of my clients, a woman, like, basically same age as me, not some kid or anything, and I went to see, and like, she just hugged me straight away. And that's a client, so I was like, wow, that's the international.
You've lived
kind of
abroad,
thing.
yeah, but
exactly.
that's good.
But but that's the point. She has, and she's picked that up, and that's the whole thing about Helsinki. I mean, we can talk about these stereotypes about like deathly silence. Okay, you're going to get it. But it doesn't mean everybody's going to give it to you. It's just that it's acceptable to be silent here. So when people want to be silent, they don't have to do anything, so they can choose. It's like one of the best ones is like if you go to work here in Finland, please just say hi to your work colleagues once.
Yeah.
Don't keep saying it to them all day every time you see them. Once you've said it once, it carries over the whole day. It's so uncomfortable to keep walking past the desk.
Again.
Moi. They just stop replying to you, and they're not being rude. It's like, we've already done this. It's like, I don't need to keep saying hi to you. I spoke to you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that kind of thing is you know.
The same thing happens with goodbyes. Like I've seen people at a bar.
Yeah.
They'll sit there, two people, have a conversation, couple of drinks, and then say goodbye.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, they're both going to the metro stop or the train station or whatever. And they'll walk next to one another.
Yeah, and not
just
speak.
ignore one
Yeah,
another.
that's totally. Yeah, but what we have to do in that situation is do that awful bit where you want to go over there, but one of you has to sacrifice themselves to walk in the opposite direction. Otherwise, you're like totally uncomfortable. But that is right, isn't
Do I
it?
adjust my pace?
Yeah.
Do I crank up half a mile an hour or crank down half a mile?
And then you go, and then if you both do the same, then oh no. But that is absolutely right. You've said your goodbye. You can walk off. You don't need to speak. You can stand next to each other waiting for the metro. You don't really need to say goodbye again when you get on. It's not even necessary.
But that's just weird, isn't it?
I have to say,
it
is weird. I have to say, our sound engineer Mikko is guilty of this as well. When we recorded our first podcast, Mikko, we said goodbye and you disappeared, didn't you? When we recorded our first Haga Helia.
Yeah.
And if you remember, you said goodbye. We left the lift.
Yeah.
And like a ninja, you were gone.
Yeah, I was really busy that.
Exactly.
I was late.
Yeah. It was
I
all
think
good.
People will even disappear without the goodbye.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's just the conversation's finished, and they're too busy for that extra word, and they're gone. You know, it's like literal turn away on the heels and go. And you know, there's nothing to it. It's not a thing.
No, exactly.
It's not a thing. It's not. You know, it seems like a waste of time. And it's down to that kind of what we were talking about before. That, you know, there's no economy of speaking. Like, what is the point of talking if you've got nothing to say?
True.
What is the point of it?
What's your opinion on as a British English speaker, and you're someone who's from that lineage as well, like as opposed to an American who wouldn't find this so much of a problem, please and thank you.
Yeah, well, there's no word for please in Finnish,
Exactly,
is there?
yeah.
So,
the sai cinco, which is may I have, I
yeah,
guess.
but that's so weird.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to say that, like, that just sounds like you're taking the piss, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
I get the possibility that, like, you know, just what's the point of those extra letters? It's like, the guy's like, I work behind the bar, it's my job to serve you beer. Just accept, you know, just ask quickly. In fact, why would you even use the sanks or sanko, just say like olut.
Yeah.
You know,
Beer.
you don't even need to say.
I'm here for
kiitos.
beer. Give me beer.
Yeah, but like I work in a bar, and that's what annoys me when people just come in. Like surely you can say like olut kiitos, like which is beer, thank you, or so when you speak in English it should be like.
In Finland, right? For me, what I've noticed, the big cultural fundamental difference is in the UK, you must acknowledge people's efforts.
Yeah.
In Finland, the act itself is the reward.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and like that takes some fucking getting used to.
Yeah. And also
it's good in a way as well, but then it does take some getting used to.
And it's like it's your job to do this, so why do you need any extra? Somebody's paying you for this, so why do you need any extra? It's just like tipping, isn't it? You don't tip people because they're already getting paid, so you know why would you tip them?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that definitely takes getting used to. You're not going to get thanked all the time for all your hard work. Nobody's going to use please because it's not natural to do it. But you know,
They say may I have?
May I have? Heard, yeah, exactly.
In English.
I will take.
I will take. Yeah, exactly.
This is happening, mate.
Exactly.
Bend over.
I will take a beer, and perhaps I will pay for it.
Yeah, so you can't take the beer. You have to. Yeah, you can buy the beer.
Have to pay for that. Yeah.
Well, the best is they come in like one beer.
Yeah.
Your reaction.
2 beers.
You one beer. Like, your answer, please.
Yeah.
And that confuses the shit out of them.
Yeah, of
So
course.
they're
It's like,
sorry.
yeah, I don't.
Apology accepted.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, there's a bit of trading because you know, in a way, you are you're sort of guiding what might get them into trouble outside. You know?
Yeah.
But I think that like when we're living here, it's a different kind of English that you're going to be using when you're speaking with Finns, and also like our ultimate aim, I guess, is to speak with Finns in Finnish, I suppose. So it's really weird to use these stupidly long English style asking sentences.
Is it
I was
possible
wondering
that they
if I
may
could
have-
possibly.
Yeah.
I can remember using that kind of sentence like at receptions and stuff when I first got here, and I'd learned to. Okay, I've got a meeting with somebody at this time. Would you be able to phone? And like they're not even the slightest bit interested. First of all, they don't give a crap while you're there. Like, they just want to need the person's name. They don't care if it's a meeting or whether you're off to like shag the
context
person.
isn't needed. Yeah.
Doesn't need. And then also they certainly don't want to like you to ask them, could you possibly call them? Because of course they're going to call them. So they just, you know, they're just
Yeah.
like, you know, just say the name.
I'm just thinking about it now, and you're right. I am like, I will take this in the restaurants. Will you do this?
Yeah.
Can you do this or whatever? I have changed the way I speak.
No offence whatsoever
that's fine.
taken.
Yeah, sure.
None given and none taken. And you know, that's again like quite a good thing. Economy.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you talk about you know, this is why small talk is such a terribly difficult thing to get into in Finland, because basically, unless the person you're speaking to is genuinely interested in what you're talking about, then they can't fake it. So they're just not going to bother. I mean, and this is, I think, something that we like expat types get into, and we're kind of we're overconfident how much Finnish people are interested in the kind of things we would be interested in.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Finns are not even the slightest bit interested in what Australia is like or America or what other way things are done there. They couldn't give a crap.
Yeah.
All they care about is the way things are done here.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
the way things are done here is the best way in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's just fine. But of course, everybody who lives in every country thinks everything's the best way in the world.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be persuaded. So, like, you know, the number one or the worst topic of conversation, which I've heard so many times, and I just want to like shake people, is like people who start like unfavourably comparing Finland to their home country. It's like, oh, you idiot, you idiot.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so I don't want to do any accents. You know, back home this happens. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, that's going to get, you know, you're never going to have a conversation with that person.
No, exactly.
again.
I think like I agree with that as well.
does make
There's
it
a group on Facebook. You remember of it? The foreigners in Finland.
IEA, not
Something
that
like
one.
that.
Yeah, the ISAF thingy.
Foreign-
Yeah, ISAF. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, full of the same kind of people.
There's like 5 dudes
Yeah.
who complain all the motherfucking time.
yeah,
One of them
yeah.
got banned the other day. Mike Jackson. Shout out to you, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Stop doing that. Stop it.
Yeah, and like, and it's find a way of grievances and all that. It's got to be constructive.
Yeah, because I mean, just this kind of like Finns are like idiot type behaviours. Like the way they do things is stupid. What they really mean is that they don't do it exactly the same way. I mean, you should turn that spotlight on your own home country. How ridiculous is all the English-speaking countries in the way we do stuff? I mean, we have ridiculousness all over.
I'm not being funny, but
hey, 2 taps in the UK, 2 taps.
Exactly.
You know, terrifies.
Well, there's a
Finnish
reason
people.
for that.
There is a reason for that.
I used to be a plumber.
Oh,
I don't want to get into it
no,
now, but I've had this conversation.
But it doesn't matter because it's not logical anyway. It's like 2 taps is stupid. That's black and white again. You know,
that's it.
But, you know, that's a cool thing. Let Finnish people have their 2 taps. You know, that's what I say. You know, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, 2 taps.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Carp is in the bathroom.
I'll resist. But we've talked a lot about Finns, and Swedes are Finns too.
Yes,
of course. But like
Swedish-speaking Finns, I think we should call them. Is that right?
But there's a bit of a difference there,
Definitely,
isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, they're more like gregarious is the word. I think, you know, like. Certainly, because, you know, although of course, you know, if you meet Swedish people, that they regard Swedish-speaking Finns as being very Finnish because the body language is quite similar, and the tone of voice is missing because Swedish is a very tone of voice language, lots of ups and downs. But when you listen to like Finnish Swedish being spoken, it sounds a little bit like Finnish but with Swedish words.
Yeah, true.
And
the intonation's quite similar.
Intonation's kind of similar, but yeah, there's a difference because, you know, like the partying aspect of the social aspect is totally different. Finnish party, which I have no problem with whatsoever, by the way, is, you know, don't party for a long time, then go and party properly. You can't have a beer or
black
2
or white.
Yeah, black or white. You're drinking or you're not. And that's it. And definitely that's not the same with, you know, the Swedish-speaking population.
Yeah,
They're definitely more like, you know, not cosmopolitan is not the right word, but, you know, this kind of continental style. You know, I can have a quick beer. And
when we were working at the Niemi, the moving company, we moved this family in Kronenhack, a nice area of Helsinki. You know, it's the sort of place that you don't give a shit. There's no elevator because the building's lush.
Exactly.
You know, and we got there at 9 o'clock in the morning. This family was there, minted. This place was like the Louvre inside, and they were all shit-faced.
Yeah,
they were shit-faced. They decided to have a little port the night before, and the 2 older ones and the 2 kids, they were just all shit-faced, and they're still, good morning, time for the move already. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
Because they started, so they might as well finish. Yeah. And then you have also like
they were Finn Swedes as well. They didn't care. They were good. They just were merry, they were happy, they were social.
Exactly. But you have the legendary emptying out the liquor cabinet party, which is a real Finnish thing to do. It's like, you know, you don't take the bottles with you to your new house. You have to empty all of those because they belong in the house you were living in. And so, you know, you go there, like, you come back, you know.
Glad I didn't do that.
Exactly. Absolutely
true.
Amazing.
The amount of times you move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is true that they're, I would say that, like the Finnish sense of humour is like super dry.
Very.
I would say that like Swedish sense of humour is, I'm not going to say more sophisticated, but it might be slightly more attuned to like a British sense of humour.
Definitely, yeah.
But also Finnish is quite attuned to the British.
Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, it's
fucking
super
black shit.
dark, isn't it? You know, it's like, you know.
Have you been to a crayfish party?
Well, yeah, I got a good story about that because I was actually talking about this today. Like I have a thing about eating food that has legs on it. Right? I don't mind the food; it's totally cool, and I'll try it. So crayfish is
like pork, beef.
No, I mean with the legs still
legs
there.
on
You
the
know?
plate.
Yeah,
so you
still
can't
there.
eat a lamb shank then?
No, I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. So I went to this really like traditional crayfish party with full like Swedish-speaking Finn. Everybody there was like that. It was a real like luxury to be invited there, and actually quite an honour because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I went there, and I was already a bit horrified when I discovered what a crayfish was because I didn't even know what they were, having never, of course, eaten one in my life. And I was like, okay, this is a giant, like lake spider, woodlouse type thing, and they're going to serve it to me on a plate, really like happy, and I'm going to. So I started picking at it, but I think my body language showed, and luckily the hostess noticed, and she was like, "Do you not like it?" And I said, "Actually, I think I probably do like it because I like crab and I like shrimps and stuff, but I can't. It's the legs." And she's like, "Okay, that's totally fine." So off she went to the kitchen, and she came back with like a plate of peeled crayfish, and that was the nicest.
That's pretty cool.
That was really nice, and I was like, that was the nicest thing anyone's done for me since I've been here. Because normally, I don't know if that is a Swedish-speaking thing, because I'm not sure that Finns would even think to do that.
No, they wouldn't. Exactly. Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Right on the nail on the head.
Because we were talking about this
Yeah.
earlier before this started, wasn't it? This
Yeah.
kind of like, if somebody is in trouble,
Yeah.
like, are you going to help them? And you really should not help somebody
No.
who looks like they need help. That is a very English thing to do, and it's totally the opposite of what you should be doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if some old lady has fallen over in the winter time, do not go and pick her up under no circumstances.
Yeah, it's highly embarrassing
It's
for her.
highly embarrassing because you're telling her you are a weak old lady and you need me. Never ever offer to pick up someone's suitcase. Certainly don't offer your seat to people on the metro.
No.
You know, unless you're sitting in the
I
seat.
do open doors for some
Of
women
course,
though,
yeah.
and they're like,
No,
thank you,
Yeah,
and they say
exactly.
thank you because it's like it
point.
has
That's
to be
the
a foreigner.
point, yeah, that's
they know
right.
straight away.
They know.
It happened to me this morning. I held a door open for somebody as I was walking out, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, like, yeah.
They just knew not to answer in Finnish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you can definitely tell the foreigners. The Brits particularly will stand there for like half an hour.
Fuck.
Waiting.
You see them trapped in the
Yeah.
central railway station. and
Exactly.
there's just
It's
people
like I'm
plowing through.
trying to go in, but there's so many people.
You'll find this out when you've got kids, but like it might be that someone will open the door for you. You've got a pram. 20 people walk past you and just go
Absolutely.
straight through. You're just stuck there waiting for all these
Yeah.
old bastards to go through.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
but that's
annoying.
part of what we're talking about. It's like, I'm coming out, you're coming in. There's no particular reason why I should give, And this is this equality. So this is the thing we haven't mentioned yet, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
that
No,
super equality of everybody, and
Yeah.
such a great thing. Like everybody here is equal in principle.
Call everyone by their first
Yeah,
name.
even though it's not reality. Of course, then there are
Yeah.
people above others. But the theory is that everybody's supposed to be equal. So your boss is equal to you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And
It's like Mikko, don't fire me.
yeah, exactly. Literally.
John,
yeah.
I have to. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
exactly. I'm sorry.
But it's crazy when you're working sometimes as well. People will come to order, and there might be a group, 7 or 8 guys and 2 women.
Yeah.
Women aren't first.
Oh no,
Like,
definitely not. No,
it's
no.
Every man for himself.
Absolutely.
Like whoever's first there, which does my head in.
Yeah, yeah.
I've kind of been brought up.
Yeah. But you have to look at it from
See.
the point of view of what they're thinking. Like our being brought up to like let a lady have a seat or carry their bag. You can
It's also
easily see
patronising,
how
isn't it?
unbelievably patronising
Yeah.
that is. It's not just polite. It's like, you're so weak and I'm such a strong man. And like, to be honest,
Do you think you should have the steak?
Exactly.
Maybe you should have
a
the salad.
Yeah. When I was in like a pub in town like about 4 weeks ago, and I was beaten in an arm wrestle by a woman who was smaller than me, I was like, okay,
Dude.
totally. Well, I mean, pretty
it
much,
Anna Soivola?
pretty much
Oh.
anyone could beat me in an arm wrestle. Anyway,
Shout out to
but-
Anna Soivola.
that certainly told me that there's no weak.
No,
and like
mate.
my wife as well. It's like you would expect to carry the shopping home. She won't let me do that. She will
No,
literally
dude.
carry all the bags.
I have to be
and
honest.
I'm carrying nothing.
Sato, my future wife, honest to God, is pound for pound one of the strongest people I've ever met. She's like fucking strong. And it's like, how have you got all this strength? I don't understand. She's got like, her back is stronger than my back.
Yeah.
She's well built. She can fucking carry shit. It's like, we're moving like big furniture around in the house and she can do it. Like, she's like, yeah, I'll do this. All right,
Yeah.
down the stairs, no
But that's
problem.
because nobody ever told her that she couldn't do it and
Yeah.
that somebody else should do it for her, and she needs to be like weak, and
Yeah.
that's like awesome. I mean, that's the sort of liberal person's dream, isn't it, Finland? Despite what some people talk about, like, oh, it's going terrible and everyone's a massive racist or something. But
The other night, we were at this bar on the rocks. We were interviewing someone else, and you were talking to this Saudi Arabian chick, and like she wasn't like niqab, nothing. She was in a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the thing in Finland.
That's right.
Everybody's equal.
Exactly.
Everything's good.
Yeah,
we won't
everything
name
good.
check her just in case she gets in trouble.
yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
and that's it. There is everyone starts off with the blank slate mostly here, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not that you have much experience of this, but say you're in a bar and like there's some women that you want to talk to, or the other way around. Would you say that the bluntness also comes out there as well?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, I haven't got much experience of this, but of course I met my wife in a bar, and you know, the magic for, and this is like a gift for us because foreign guys, this is kind of like something that's been researched, even the number of like male foreigners with Finnish girlfriends and wives, and like we have just such a giant advantage because we will actually talk to a woman without having 84 shots beforehand. And that's something that like there's not many Finnish guys can manage that. And it's not that we're better looking or better boyfriends, husbands, it's just that we just get there quicker. It's like, it's too late, they're all taken.
We're done.
You know, you just walk across. But then of course you have to be totally prepared to have your like manhood, and not literally manhood, but you know, ripped apart. So if you walk over to a girl and start chatting to her, if she doesn't, she will tell you immediately. There's none of this like, and of course you can't, you'll never get the girl to allow you to buy her a drink or anything like that, because
you just brought back a memory.
Drinking, you know, by accepting a drink is implied that they want to talk to you a bit longer. Not like in the UK where you can buy a drink for a girl and then it's totally fine if she doesn't want to talk to you. So okay, well maybe I'll see you later. Off you go. And it's that thing about maybe I'll see you later, which means no. Which means get lost, you ugly bastard. And thanks for the drink. But you know, here accepting a drink. So I mean, if you go talk to somebody, of course, like following the rules earlier, you know, try to talk about something which is interesting. Don't say how amazing your home country is and how Finland's shit. That's not going to work.
That's lesson number one.
Yeah, that is for me the absolute number one mistake that I've heard millions of times. That moaning about like Finland this, Finland that.
Be prepared for the number one question. Why are you here?
Why are you here? Exactly.
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Why are you here?
And I go Wales, and they always go Wales, and then they say Tom Jones, Welsh Tiger.
Maybe Gareth Bale.
If they're younger, it's Gareth Bale. But like anyone over the age of 30, it's Tom Jones, Welsh Tiger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which I love. But it's interesting for sure. Like I remember when I first came here, being British as hell, I just held the door open for some woman. I was with Sato, we were in the bar, and she's, oh, thank you. Then I went upstairs and was sat with Sato, and this woman came out to me and she said, you think you're so special, holding doors open for people. You think you are the greatest, don't you? And then she just walked off again. And
she's had like four
just happened there?
Yeah, 4 shots first.
For her, that was a chatter block.
Oh, right, okay.
For her, that was me trying to pull her, holding a door open for her.
That's right, and then leaving her with this other woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly. So like, I was just like, wow, okay, this is interesting. Okay, I can work with this.
But you know, this brings us to a pretty decent sort of like tip, is like, if you really want to talk to Finns, you know, which of course you do, and you want to have a long conversation, well,
hold the door open.
Yeah, hold the door open, or just turn up to a bar like 11 o'clock. There you'll definitely get a conversation out of everybody. I mean, you can just go and sit there, join a group, and that all the rules flip. Like even more than you know, if you, like in the UK, you can't just go and join a table of random strangers in the UK in a pub. That's weird. But in Finland, you can totally do that. I've done that loads of times. Like just gone into a bar, you know, and my mates are over there, and then like there's a seat and there's somebody. I'll just sit down here. Start chatting
and you just end up talking, don't you?
Absolutely.
Remember we had to run away from that bar in Carlisle.
Oh my god, we were like having an emotional goodbye. It was like we were breaking up.
The next,
because he was moving back to ours.
Going back to ours.
And like this dude, like just come and sat and started talking to us. He just, it's like,
and he would not
where
stop.
are you from?
He wouldn't stop.
I'll get drinks. I can speak English
and he
too.
bought us drinks, didn't he? Oh my god.
We had to bail to another bar.
It's like, thanks man, but like, this isn't for you.
I can speak English.
But that's fine, and I understand it. It's like interesting, and you know, it's interesting to talk to foreigners, and it's fine. I can understand it. Bad timing, but it's all good, man.
Definitely. You know, and you know, if someone does that to you, it's a real gift as well, because they've made a lot of effort to do that.
Big balls.
Yeah, they've like, you know, gone okay. And you know, of course, if you go to certain bars, like around where I live, Gallia on Sörnäinen, and there's plenty of guys that will talk to anybody because, you know, they spend their entire life
Talking to people.
Yeah, and hammered.
Yeah.
But you know, if you get someone who's like not normally like that, who sits and talks, it took them a lot of guts. It doesn't mean they're hitting on you as well, which is also the other thing you have to realise. If they're hitting on you, you'll know.
Yeah,
you
mate,
know, they'll
massively.
tell you. They'll tell you. You know, they'll probably actually say it out loud that I would like to go somewhere with you or stuff. So don't. There's no misunderstanding.
That's an amazing thing here. Is like the games do not exist.
No.
I've been here. I've been in this bar with my missus over in the corner, and a woman came up to me and said, "Where are you from? UK? Okay. Would you like to come back to my house?" I said, "I'm here with my girlfriend," and she said, "Oh, she can come too."
Yeah. So the next day,
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
But like, no, it's that blunt, and like, even like, I don't know, past year or two, like, hello, where are you from? Okay, would you like to come back to my house?
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like, you're hot, let's do this.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they're on the same level as the dudes, like,
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
right,
And,
that's right.
and it's not considered slutty or anything. It's just fuck it. Yeah. Look, we're young people. Let's have some fun.
Yep.
Crack on.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's, for me, actually, that's kind of a cool thing.
Of course, it's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, who wouldn't want that? If you're a single man, of course.
Yeah. But I mean,
don't want
in
that,
general,
darling.
that, like,
I don't want that.
I don't think there's like the judgy thing either.
No,
Really,
no.
that's my point. I haven't heard anyone call Finnish women sluts.
No,
I think all the men are too afraid to be honest.
Oh, definitely, yeah. They might say it under their breath or you know,
Yeah.
to each other.
It seems the women wear the pants a lot over here.
Yeah.
A lot of women wear the pants over here.
Yeah,
Under,
like, women
under
are
the
tough.
slipper, it's
A lot
called,
more
isn't it?
back.
Like under
Yeah,
the
the soft
slipper,
shoe.
under the soft shoe, and
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
that's where you have to be prepared to be, and there's nothing wrong with that actually.
No, exactly.
Quite nice. There's no reason why it should be the other way around anyway. So
Yeah, it's all good. It's
So
all
you do
good,
enjoy it?
no comment.
dude. We have a very good relationship, mate.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
right.
good. Yeah. We can't all be the master of like the puppet master like you, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But a sign of an amazing relationship, isn't it? That you know, two people sitting on the train together, totally comfortably silent.
Yeah.
That's the magic, isn't it?
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, that's why that is literally why you get so many foreign dudes here, because the women are strong, but they're also like compassionate as well, and they have this quiet strength about them. There's less bullshit.
Definitely.
I like it. It's good.
For sure.
I think we're going to be wrapping up in a
Yeah,
second.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Like,
I have to say, it's been an absolute
it was
pleasure
fun.
talking to you, Mike.
Real fun, yeah.
Yeah. Where can people find your services, mate? Where can they find your business?
Actually, well, I'm out there on internet. Of course, LinkedIn is the best way. You know, LinkedIn is the place. Don't have an office, just a one man and his dog thing. So yeah, if people are interested, then that's great. I mean, I don't really know if I'm I'm not going to advertise myself. As you've probably seen, maybe I don't really know how to talk to Finns. But if you're Finnish and you need it going the other way, that's give us a ring.
Perfect.
For sure, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
a
was
lot, man.
fun. Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on all the socials. The links are down there below. Patreon. I'm going to be banging this drum until you people sign up. Get on the Patreon. It's a weird name, but it's a cool thing. If you like what we do, you can say a minimum of $1 a month. You can support the show, which will help us to make better shit for you guys to enjoy. We'll catch you later, and we'll be hitting you soon with some more cool people. Take it easy.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.